Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. We're over on the test server, link in the description as always if you want to get onto it. Test server, because it still always gets asked, these things come to live servers normally like 3 to 6 days after. It fluctuates a little bit, but hey, we've got the Lost Sigils again. I love this event. It's a nice little event, bit of PvP action, but we've got some rewards to look at, which is the key thing. And then we'll go through it, how it works and all that sort of stuff. So this one here, this reward here, it's the the glacial theme furniture. I have no interest in it. If you're the person that likes aesthetic stuff, cool beans, go nuts. I'm not going to bother. I don't think there's any stats or anything like that linked to it. If you want to hold out and wait for someone to exchange it and find out if there's any stats involved in it, you can. I just don't think they will. Basically, from these events, normally the red chests are always the best value. There's always someone like White Sushi who's going to put a fantastic post out about the exact values of all of these things, but it always washes out that these ones are pretty much the best value, the red chests, because they're harder to get than most other things. So basically, that's what most people will have their eye on. Now, when we go down, they've made a couple changes. This is really neat. I like that they've done this. They've put these chests behind the factions. They used to have each faction's thing separately. Certain factions could only get certain pieces. But now if you're primarily like Wilder and Lightbearer, which a lot of people have, at least you have the chances to get a bunch of these. And that's being 9. So that's 9 of those. So that is effectively an elite fodder for a fairly cheap cost. When you look at that compared to the stones, it's actually a bit cheaper. So for something like, for instance, on my new account, I'm waiting to see White Sushi's value on this, but that seems pretty decent value for the same cost of 20 of these bad boys. So like on my new account, I'm going to pick up this. I'm going to go ahead and pick up as many of these as I can because I'm going to want that fodder, because the fodder is going to help me out a lot in the early game progression. Most people towards the later game are definitely still going to go for the chest. Now, we keep going down. Pro coins, they never seem like good value. These are sometimes good value, but that looks just expensive to me. So I'm not even going to bother with the Twisted Essence. But then we get into the heroes, and this is where it gets kind of fun. We do have the Lucretia. Now, my free-to-play account is going to be focusing on Lucretia. However, the thing about this is, I always like getting the hero on like my paid accounts because it's a little bit easier. Now, if we look at how many days it goes for 14 days. So I'm assuming it is 14 days of the actual drops, which means you get 6 battles per day. You bring 5 heroes in per battle. For those who have never done this, when you go into a battle, you bring a hero, whatever faction they are, they give you that, that sigil, and that's how you get these sigils. I don't know what I just clicked there to get out of it, but hey, that's what happens. So for me, for this instance, I'd have to use a Wilder and Lightbearer mainly team with a Hypergene in it, and that would get me there. Now, when we look at 6 battles per day, 5 heroes, say it was only 10 days, that would give us 300, which would already bring us over enough sigils to get this. However, we would have to do maybe a couple multiple Hypergenes, but basically I'm going to go for this on my free-to-play account. The twins are another fantastic option for people building the twins, but it becomes a value of that these are probably normally better. It's just for me, I sometimes get into the heroes. So normally whenever we do these events, these still pan out to be the best value, although I really do like the value on these at the moment, the fodder tickets. And then the heroes are never as good a value, but you know, if you're really building something, go for it. The Flora, I just wouldn't, because you get it from the Challenger store. The rest of the normal heroes, they're never really worth it in value, in my opinion, especially now that we do have select summons and all that stuff. And then the ones down here are just for final exchanges and stuff like that. But for me, I'm probably going to pick up a copy of Lucretia and a few of the signature item upgrades, the red chests, on my free-to-play account. On my other account, I'm going to go for the heroes, the fodder tickets, these ones. And on my main account, I'm probably just going to stack these because that's what I'm really looking for on my main account. I'm not building any of these units at the moment. And like I said, the normal ones aren't really worth it. in my opinion. But hey, I'm pretty pumped that Lucretia's in there because she's pretty much a beast. So especially for paid players, you can get some good value out of this. For most, I'm just going to go to like the general light spenders as always in these events. We go to the merchant ship. These are always the best value, the $1 pack here, because you do get six of the sigil chests, but you also get the 10 things. So they're always just the best value when we look at it. The visiting merchants, they're always pretty expensive. When you look at getting 60 for about $45 compared to 6 for $1, the value ain't there. The value ain't there. So this is definitely the place to be. These ones are just for whale packs. That's how it always works. Now let's jump in and check out an actual battle. And go here, and it's cool that you can use mercenaries. I don't know if this has always been a feature, but cool if you can, because it's really handy, because sometimes you don't have the exact units you need. So we are on my let me check, I'm on my free-to-play account. Yes, I'm on my free-to-play account. So we're going to jump in, and I'm going to work towards getting that Lucretia copy, because even if it might not mathematically be the best option, I want to get my Lucretia ascended already. So that's what we're doing. So you go challenge. I've already clicked challenge just to make sure we do get the 6 attempts per day, which we do. And I'm basically just going to make up a balanced team. Now, the other thing I want to mention is there's a lot of different ways you can mathematically go about it if you only want to get red chests. People do a bunch of weird and wonderful things. What I normally do is like try and make a team. Even though you don't get the faction bonus, it normally works fine for me. I'll do it on my main account. I make up a team using one of each faction, and then as I go through the day, I put an extra light bearer, then the next battle an extra wilder, then the next battle an extra mauler, then the next battle an extra graveborn. I just find that the easiest way for me personally to look at it and do it, as opposed to like getting a spreadsheet and going, so for these days use this many of this and this many of this. I feel like if you miss a day, it just screws you up. So for me, easiest way to do it, make up a team of one of each faction, and then each battle just rotate it through, and up the top you'll see how many sigils you have, and then you can just go, okay, that's the one with the least sigils. I'll put a filler of that in. Now sometimes you might get enemies where you go, oh, I need to put this one in, but then it's fairly easy to balance it out in the next couple fights. So that's what I do for most people if you're going for just the chests. For this one, I'm just going to go all in on, obviously what I say, light bearers and wilders, and then get my hypergenes up, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so let's go. Let's challenge this guy. Light bearers and wilders, so that's easy for me. Light bearers and wilders are just always the easy general ones to do, because we've got that. I'll put the Lucretia in so that I'm getting my hypergene ones, and then we'll go with the wilders of Iron and Leica. That should be pretty solid. Let's jump in, see what happens. Or we could just lose, you know, those things happen too, but we're doing all right. Solid. Give me that Lucretia. Give me that Lucretia. I'm pumped for this. I'm actually pumped for this one because, no, we lost. We lost. Rip. Oh, wait. You've also got to check gear. So you've got gear. You've actually got gear. Damn. Who else was I using? Using Leica? I thought maybe my dudes weren't geared. Everyone's geared up. How about you, Lucretia? I mean, you're not bad either. Let's unlock this. Unlock that for sure. Okay. I am horrible at this. Don't judge me. But I'll just keep retrying until we get it, because we need to get this. We have no other alternative except for getting this. So let's go. You're on back roads. Much better decision there. Okay. Okay. Happy days. Happy days. I don't think we lose to the Rosaline Rowan, hopefully. Okay, that's really frustrating. And it can be a little bit more frustrating in the early game. For instance, on my other account, where I've pretty much gone all Graveborn, it's going to be a bit of a battle for me, but I'll end up doing it. But like I said, you can get those mercenaries. So if you get a real strong ascended 30 signature item mercenary to use, you're pretty much set, because I don't think mercenary heroes are not limited by the amount of times they can be used during the event. So you're pretty set if you get some mercenaries happening in there. But basically just jump in, go through your 6 battles per day. It is a bit, if you play a bunch of alts, it does get a bit... it does become a fair bit that you're doing in it, like every day with all of the accounts, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Like I said, once you work out a balanced team that sort of works for most people, it's not too bad. But this is very difficult for me. Lucretia, do some work. Do some work, Lucretia. Yes. Yes, okay. No. No, that's not how I wanted this to go. But as you can see, I've never had this much trouble in this event. This one's actually tough. Probably because I have to bring Lucretia in. And see, this is where I'm probably after this, I'm going to go jump in and check out my friends, go mercenaries, jump in here and go, okay, dude's got an Ascended Zolrath. Now, these are all going to be below that Ascension. Dude's got an Ascended Zolrath. Let's just apply for that. Apply for that, and then we should be pretty good for the rest of the event. But see how you go. Anyway, love this event. Always some good rewards. Plenty of red chests if you want them. The fodder tickets seem pretty decent, and then also we've got some nice Celestial Hypergene action happening as well. If there's any big changes in it when White Sushi does all the mathematics for it, I'll let you know, because it's really good to compare all these to the previous events. I'll let you know about that. But for this stage, I'm going to stick with the red chests or fodder tickets, or maybe a Celestial Hypergene if you're like me and you really want to get them finished. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.